G'day everyone, and welcome back to my channel. We're going to be working on August's theme, and of course, I'm sure you've read the title of this video, so you know what the theme is. It's of course The Labyrinth, which is a movie that I have loved since I was a kid. And even as an adult, I watch this movie at least once a month. So I'm really excited about this theme, and I can't wait to show you guys the process. I kind of wanted to go with like an Art Nouveau style for my illustrations, at least on this first couple of pages. And I'm keeping the calendar pretty much the same as last month's, and also as the same as last month's theme. Instead of making it heavily themed around the labyrinth, there will be like little nods here and there on my Bujo pages. I had a lot of fun creating the artwork for this theme, at least the first little couple of pages. I haven't made any of the artwork for any of the weeklies yet, but this cover page pretty much, I am really happy with the art that I did, and I'm hoping it kind of sets the tone for myself to keep it up for the rest of the theme, at least a little nod here and there to try and keep it cohesive. Also, I know this is a shorter video from me, honestly, and I'm trying to shoot it in the same style as I did last month, because I think the cutting and not showing the entire process was a lot better for me, and just the viewing process in general. I like it that way. I don't know if you do, but this is probably the way that I'm going to shoot my videos from now on. I just think it flows a little bit better. And plus, the video is not so overly long that you'll get bored with it, which is something that I don't want. But if you don't like the way that I'm doing it, please let me know and I can change it up or try something different. Okay, so we get into this cover page, which I basically cut out a separate page from a different Bujo and printed off a book cover for the Labyrinth, and I've made like a little book inside my book. Pretty much. I didn't like how I did this first one, and so I completely redid the whole thing. I tried to make sure that I cut the video in a way where it wasn't too obvious, but you'll probably see it a little bit later, because it was way too thick and it was really hard to close my notebook because of the paper that I chose. So instead I decided to rip it all out and go with a thinner paper, and now my book closes so much better and it's not such a thick gap when I close my book. So here's the new version. You can kind of tell that the paper's thinner. And here are my artworks that I worked on, and I'm really proud of these. I'm over the moon with how they turned out. I have got Sarah and Jareth, and I put them in the same frame, and it looks nice to me. I hope you guys like them. Please let me know. You'll get to see them close up once we do the flip through. But yeah, I put a little book inside my notebook. Okay, sorry about the hard cut, but this was filmed before I fixed the mini book, so I had to cut out the beginning so you didn't see my mess. Unlike last month, I didn't really have my spreads planned out for this month, and so there was a lot of trial and error for my habit trackers and my weeklies. So I went ahead and sped this process up so you can kind of see what I was going through and what I decided to finally settle on. I did pull a lot of inspiration from Danica pages on Instagram, because I have been really into the dark academia vibes and the vintage vibes after doing the Violet Evergarden theme last month, and I just couldn't get away from it and wanted to include that, but also have those nods to the Labyrinth as well. So I'm hoping that I've mixed the two in a way that makes sense. Let me know what you think. I read the comments, at least the ones that I get, so please let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Also, I don't know how many trackers you guys normally do. I track 9 things, and so it's really hard to fit them on such a small space, but I really liked how this turned out and the kind of jumbled up way that it looks, like they're kind of just falling down the page. So I think it goes with the Labyrinth theme and, you know, the song in Sarah's dream. I think that's my little tie-in on this page, and then the little artwork framed at the top corner is kind of like a castle, and I don't know, I thought it fit the theme pretty well. I've also decided to try and do like a separated mood graph, and just because I didn't have enough room to do the whole thing on the page, so we'll see how that goes and what I think about it. I did it sideways as well, because as you can see, the page is, there's not a lot of space. So we'll see how it goes. And I mean, looking back during this voiceover, I just now realized that I didn't even put habit or mood tracker titles on this page. But I mean, that's fine. I know what these pages are. They don't have to have the titles on them. It makes sense to me, and that's what matters. I'm doing like a tiny little notebook section right here. I don't even know if I'm going to use it, but I wanted to fill the space. And then of course some little sparkles, because I wanted to fill that space. I don't know, it just felt like it needed it, and I like it after the fact. So I guess it did need it. Okay, now we're gonna get on to the weekly. And I don't know, I'm pretty happy with this, although as I'm watching this back, I feel like I'm losing the Labyrinth theme because I haven't done any more artwork for it. I'm just using like little stock photos and images that kind of remind me of the Labyrinth. So maybe in my next weekly, I'll try and do more of my artwork, because I feel like it needs it. Also, I got a corner shaper, which I'm excited about, because I didn't have one before, and cutting the rounded edges was a real pain. I'm going with like a tabbed weekly setup for this. I've not really done a tabbed setup before. I did something kind of like that in my April theme, but not really. So I'm excited for that, to have little tabs to separate my weeklies with. I am going to use this washi tape on both ends of the beginning and end of the weekly, so that, you know, behind the tabs it's got a nice little image to help give it that separation. Also, in proper me fashion, I'm late to setting up and getting this video up. So this weekly is for the second week of August, which I guess is fine because the first week wasn't really a full week anyway. But still, I didn't do a weekly for that week because I just didn't have the time, and just kind of included it in my next week notes from my last setup. So I still had the events and stuff, but I just didn't have a full weekly for it. Also, I got some new stickers and sticker tweezers, which I'm really excited about and being able to use, because I do use a lot of smaller stickers and it's been hard trying to get them to get off of my finger and actually onto the page. So I'm excited for the tweezers. Okay, for my tabs, I've decided to do like the crystal ball bubble to kind of play into the first artwork that I did with Sarah in the ball gown, and you know, that whole scene. So all of my tabs going down my weeklies will be the crystal balls, which I'm hoping kind of ties in my weeklies even if they don't really have a Labyrinth art piece on them, as well as doing little quotes like I just added onto the page. And now I'm just using a couple little things to fill the space because I thought it felt a little empty again. So I'm just going in with a few little details to kind of just fill the spaces of the page that were white. And then I'm going to go in and do some more little sparkles and stars to kind of tie it in. I hope you guys are excited and interested in this theme. And, you know, if you want to see more of it and how it progresses, you can follow me on Instagram at Nomiri Bujo. And of course, I have to add this spiel like everybody else. So please like and comment on this video. If you watched it all the way to the end, put like a little star emoji. I would really appreciate that. And of course, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and this theme, and I'll see you again next month.